Listen, I need to tell you something that most people in retirement never see coming. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm telling you this because I've watched too many good, honest people get absolutely blindsided by it. If you've ever deposited cash, sold a car, received money from your kids, or moved your savings between banks, you need to hear this. There's a federal rule that could flag your account. Not because you did anything wrong, not because you're suspicious, just because of how your transaction looked on paper. And here's the thing. Most people who get caught by this had absolutely no idea it even existed. I'm Luna, and on this channel we talk about real situations that affect your money and your life. So stick with me, because I'm about to explain exactly how this works, and I'll share a story about a retired teacher that honestly broke my heart when I heard it. But first, let's talk about the rule itself. Once you understand it, everything makes sense. Here's what's happening. Every single time you deposit cash over $10,000, your bank is legally required to file a report. They do it automatically. No call, no permission asked. It just goes straight to a federal agency. Now listen, I want to be crystal clear that report is not an accusation. It's not an investigation. It's just a record. Millions of these reports get filed every year and almost all of them go absolutely nowhere. So that part, you don't need to worry about that. Here's what you do need to worry about. Somewhere along the way, someone told someone else that if you keep your deposits under $10,000, you can avoid that report, and it spread like wildfire. So people started doing it. Deposit $9,800 instead of the full amount. Split it into 2 deposits a few days apart. Have your spouse deposit half at a different branch. Smart planning, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. That thing you're doing to avoid trouble? That is the crime. It's called structuring, and it's a federal offense. And here's the brutal part. It doesn't matter at all whether the money is clean. Doesn't matter if you earned every single dollar over 40 years of honest work. The moment you break up a transaction specifically to stay under that reporting threshold, you've crossed a line that federal law takes extremely seriously. People have lost thousands of dollars over this. Accounts frozen, families in panic, and almost none of them thought they were doing anything wrong. They thought they were being careful. So let me walk you through 3 real situations where this actually happens to retirees. And for each one, I'll tell you exactly what trips people up and what to do instead. Situation number 1. You've had a truck sitting in your driveway for 12 years. You finally sell it. Private sale, cash deal. The buyer hands you $11,000. You go straight to the bank and deposit it. Your bank files a report. Your name goes on a federal record. I know that sounds alarming, but it's genuinely fine. You did nothing wrong. That report is just a record of a large cash transaction. It means nothing on its own. The problem comes later. You get home, think about it, maybe mention it to a friend, and they say, you should have kept it under $10,000. They wouldn't have reported it. So next time you have cash, you split it up. $8,000 one week, $3,000 the next week. Just to keep things simple. That's the mistake. That's what turns a perfectly clean transaction into something investigators actually look at. Here's what you do instead. You deposit it all at once. The full $11,000. Yes, a report gets filed. That's fine. What protects you is the paperwork. Keep the bill of sale. Keep the title transfer. Keep your deposit receipt. If anyone ever asks you anything, you've got your answer right there on paper. Situation number 2. Your son wants to give you money. Maybe he sold his business. Maybe he just wants to help out. Whatever the reason, he's handing you a significant amount of cash. Or your daughter gives you $15,000 to help with medical bills. This is completely legal. A gift is a gift. It's not income. You don't owe taxes on it as the person receiving it. But here's what happens in almost every family when this comes up. Everyone starts trying to be helpful. Your son says, let me send it in a few smaller wire transfers so the bank doesn't make a big deal out of it. Your daughter says, just deposit a little at a time. Your spouse says, I'll put half in my account and half in yours. I understand why it feels right. Nobody wants hassle, but every single one of those ideas is structuring, and it doesn't just expose you, it can expose your whole family. Here's what you actually do. You deposit it in full, all of it at once. If it's a wire or a check, There's already a clean paper trail and you're basically done. If it's cash, go to the bank, tell them it's a family gift, and deposit the whole amount. The one thing you want on file is a gift letter. Don't overthink it. You don't need a lawyer or a notary, just a piece of paper signed and dated that says something like, I gave this person this amount of money as a personal gift on this date. That's it. That letter, plus your deposit receipt, and you're covered. Now, the third situation, and I really want you to pay attention to this one, because this is the story that got to me. Before I explain it, let me tell you about that retired teacher I mentioned. She was 69 years old, widowed. Her husband had passed away just a few months earlier, and she was trying to get her finances organized. They had accounts at 2 different banks, 30 years of savings, and she just wanted to bring it all together in one place. So over a few weeks, she moved the money in smaller chunks. Not because she was hiding anything. She was grieving. She was exhausted. And the last thing she wanted was to deal with a big, complicated bank transaction on top of everything else. So she moved $9,000 here, $8,000 there, spread it out over a couple of weeks. 6 weeks later, she got a letter. They asked her to explain the transaction pattern. That's the situation nobody prepares you for. Moving your own money between your own accounts. No sale, no gift, just consolidating. And it still triggered a review because of how it looked to an automated system. The bank's software doesn't know she just lost her husband. It doesn't know she's 69 and has been saving honestly her whole life. It sees a pattern of transactions that all land under 10,000, repeated multiple times over a short period, and it flags it. That's it. No judgment, no context. Just an algorithm doing what it was built to do. So what do you do when you need to move a large amount between your own accounts? You move it in one shot, a wire transfer or a cashier's check. Clean and done. When the teller asks where the funds are coming from, and they might, your answer is simple. These are my personal savings being transferred from my account at this bank. One sentence. Don't elaborate. What you keep on file, a bank statement from the account you're moving the money out of, showing the balance before the transfer, your wire confirmation, or cashier's check receipt. If it came from a CD that matured, keep that notice. This takes you maybe 5 minutes to save these things, and they protect you indefinitely. Alright, let me talk about what actually keeps you safe. I want to explain each piece so you really understand it. First thing, some kind of document that explains where the money came from and why it moved. A bill of sale if you sold something. A gift letter if someone gave it to you. A transfer record if it was your own money moving between accounts. Without this, you're just a person who deposited a large amount of cash with a verbal explanation. With it, you have a paper answer that closes the conversation immediately. Second thing, a bank statement from the source. The first question anybody will ever ask you is, where did this money come from before it got here? If your answer is a document instead of a story, you're in a completely different position. Third, your transfer confirmation, wire receipt, cashier's check stub, whatever form the transaction took. 30 seconds to save it. Keep it for at least 3 years. Fourth, make sure your tax return tells the same story your bank records tell. If you sold something for cash and deposited it, that sale might need to show up on your return. When both records line up, there's nothing to chase. And fifth, if you ever get a question from your bank or anyone else, answer it once with your documents in front of you. Don't over-explain. Don't call back with more details. Don't get nervous and start adding information that wasn't asked for. One clear answer backed by paper. If it ever goes further than a routine bank question, stop talking. Call a CPA or tax attorney before you say anything else to anyone. Now let me address a few things I hear people say that are just flat out wrong, because any one of them could cause a real problem. First one, if I keep it just under 10,000, I'm safe. You're not. You're actually in more trouble. 9,900 is one of the most flagged deposit amounts there is. Banks aren't just watching for the 10,000 threshold. They're watching for the pattern of someone trying to stay below it. Repeated deposits that all happen to land just under 10,000 look exactly like what someone who knows about the rule and is trying to dodge it would do. If your amount is 11,000, just deposit 11,000. Second misconception. This only happens to people who did something shady. It doesn't. The system is automated. It doesn't look at your history or your character before it flags something. It sees a pattern and it fires off a report. Plenty of completely honest retirees with perfectly clean money have gotten letters because a transaction pattern looked off. That's the whole reason I'm making this. Third, I'm retired, I'm on a fixed income, the IRS isn't interested in me, there's no age exemption, no retirement exemption. The same report gets filed on a 72-year-old depositing cash as on a 35-year-old business owner. Your age doesn't protect you. Your paperwork does. Here's what I actually want you to walk away with today. This rule exists to catch money laundering and serious financial crime. It was never meant to be a trap for retired people who sold a truck or got a gift from their kids or moved their savings after a spouse died. But the trap catches people anyway, not because they're criminals, but because they got bad advice or no advice at all, and made a transaction look suspicious without realizing it. You're not in that group anymore. You know what the rule is. You know what triggers it. You know what to keep on file. And you know the one thing that actually causes the problem, breaking up a deposit to stay under a number. Deposit it whole. Keep the paperwork. That's genuinely all there is to it. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments what kind of transaction you deal with most. Property sales, family gifts, or moving money around. I read every single comment, and whatever comes up most is what the next video is about. So if your situation is a little complicated or you're not sure how this applies to what you've got going on, put it down there. Might end up being exactly what someone else needed to hear. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.